Can paying my minor kids for their work in my business offset taxes? Absolutely.
Yeah.
They have to do something of value, but this is one of my favorite techniques. It's called income shifting. And you're shifting money that would have been in a higher bracket to somebody in a lower bracket. And if you know anything about me, you know I love that stuff. Somebody just asked on that last thing, but what about the IRS business address? It's whatever you use to file your SS4. And that one, I don't care whether it's your home, really.
Yeah, they don't particularly care as long as they have a place to contact you.
Yep, but it's not what you're putting out in the public. And just remember, as we've learned from our president, your tax returns are not a public record. People cannot just take them and say, give me your tax returns. They are private. You cannot go to the government and say, I want to see my neighbor's tax returns. You don't get to. So anyway, back to the kids. Speaking of governments, let's talk about children because they act that way. How can we pay kids? Is there a limit? You pay them either through your payroll. If you're a sole proprietor, you don't have to run through payroll. If you're anything else, you do. Partnership, you'd have to run through payroll too. But for the most part, I prefer to use corporations. You guys know me. I use accountable plans. There's way too many tax benefits not to do that, including if I'm employing my kids. So yes, you pay you employ your minor kids. There are cases on the books of companies paying 9-year-olds where the owner was the operator and they paid young children as long as the children can actually do the work. So someone said, can I pay my parents for babysitting?
Yeah, that's a whole different.
Yeah, you're not going to be writing that off. That's not an expense. So yes, you could pay your parents, but that's not a benefit. Now, if you put your parents on your board of directors and they did something and you paid them, that's much better because now you deduct it. They receive the income. And if they are in a lower tax bracket than you, i.e., what if they are below the threshold for tax? They have a standard deduction. Then it's fantastic. They pay 0 taxes. We like that. Don't you like 0 tax?
I love 0 tax.
All right.